Sawadee Kap. Mic check. Check 1, 2. Mic. Okay, April the 14th, and it's late, man. I've been like just chilling. I mentioned Songkran before, and the Thai government outlawing it basically this year due to the recent outbreak of the third strain of COVID. They really want it to last as long as they can. It's kind of crazy. So what happened is, you see what had happened was, everything is shut down here. Like I pushed and, charged like a charging rhino. And how do you stop a charging rhino? Take away his credit card. Yeah, it's like that. I think I invented the dad joke before the dad joke was a thing. Anyway, I pushed against the inefficiency and the bureaucracy to get the bikes in my name. I'm still pushing for the truck. I have an appointment on the 19th to get it inspected, and that should be the final step, and I should get the plate and all that good stuff. And then, I got with Jeffrey. I'm like, okay, so what's the plan? To unload the bike here, do this, do that, take pictures, get them clean. Like, he's like, everything's closed. I said, what do you mean? He said, everything is closed. So the Farang, who runs Gecko Garden, guy named Rudy, real nice guy, he was open yesterday, and they have a Tuesday special where they have burgers, pork, chicken, or beef. Of course, I went for beef. An American, America, and which I'm very excited at, and I got to give Rudy pats on the head for tater tots. I like me some tater tots. A little ketchup, a little salt, fried food, yum. So I had the burger and the tater tots, and there was like, okay, 2 things to do left on the bikes: clean them, take pictures of them, and also when I was at DMV, I had to trade in the old plates, and the plate on the Fulano was not only a bolt. I mentioned a 10 millimeter bolt to take it off, but it came attached in like a semi-permanent metal, I think it was lead. Like it's like a thin lead frame that goes around the license plate and holds it to this back aluminum plate. And in the process of getting the old plate out to turn it into DMV, Bam over here destroyed the fucking thing. And I was like trying to put it back together with the new plate, and it wasn't working. And then Jeffrey says, no, you fucking idiot, that's a one-time use frame, because most Thais buy a bike and they have that bike for life, so it's a permanent frame. It's not a little screw-in frame that was like on the Aerox, where you just take 2 screws out and slip the license plate out, put a new one in. So I had to get a screw-in license plate for the Grand Fulano. I got a detail. Both bikes have them detailed. I'm not going to detail them. And then take pictures of them and put them over for sale. None of that's open. Like the bike detailer is closed for Songkran. So the government canceled it, but everything's still closed. And it's like a week. Their New Year isn't one day. It's like, I don't know. Jeffrey's like, I wonder if they're going to open up on the 17th. I'm like, oh, today's 14th. Like, it's been 3, 4, 5 days already, and they might or might not open up in another 3 days. That's a hell of a New Year's celebration. That's been canceled. So the place that sells license plate frames is closed for Songkran. The bike detailing shop is closed. So I pushed because that's what I do. And I'm just sitting here for a week. I've been watching a lot of movies on the Android TV, smart TV, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So it is what it is. Anyway, let's press on regardless, as Lee W. Sandro says. If you don't know what you want, if you don't know me by now, you will never know. If you don't know what you want from life, what do you think you'll get? Fair question. The great majority of people in the world drift through life, never realizing that their future will be the one they create for themselves. Yeah, amen. The minority who achieve great success are people who know what they want and have a plan for realizing their objectives. Yeah, we talk about this all the time, guys. They know what they want and how they're going to get it. Your goal should be specific and in writing, right? You've heard that before. They should be measurable. That's your milestones, right? When you hit a goal, you know it. I got the bikes in my name. That was a milestone. It's measurable. Yeah, you got it or you don't. And up until whatever, the Friday before Songkran, it wasn't done. Now it's done. It's measurable. They should have a deadline for their achievement. There you go. That's one that I probably don't mention enough. But yeah, it should have a timetable. I mean, the goal itself, a lot of times, is like within the next 30 days, I'll do this. So there, it has a timetable, but just keep that in mind. All your goals should have timetables, deadlines. Should have a deadline for achievement. And they should be divided into manageable pieces. Milestones, small goals, like we talked about, that when they all add up and they're all completed, equals your big, hairy ass, audacious goal. BHAG. Know exactly what you plan to achieve, when you plan to achieve it, and how. Review your progress regularly, correct your course when necessary, and never, never give up. Well, that's a really good little summary paragraph. He kind of hits on a lot of shit there, but yeah, I mean, to oversimplify things and do the 30,000 foot view, make a plan, break it into small, manageable pieces, each with a deadline and each relatively easily achievable. And the point of those little milestones, I call them, is when they're all accomplished, you reach your big goal. That's all good stuff. And review it regularly. Do course corrections when you need to. Sometimes you're walking and don't realize you're walking in circles and not moving forward. So, evaluate from time to time, see where you're at. And then don't give up. Just keep fucking walking until you drop dead from exhaustion or you've achieved your goal, whichever comes first. I think you'll achieve your goal before you drop dead, especially if you make your milestones, effective to get you towards that goal. So, cool beans. Me likey. That's another good one. And every now and then it's good to have the 30,000 foot view. And then day by day, you're doing the 10-foot view. You're focusing, laser focused on those milestones. And like I did, keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. If at first you don't succeed, right? You go to the DMV, it's closed. You go to the DMV, they need some different paperwork. You go down to the auction house, they're closed. You go down to the auction house again and get the paperwork. You go back to the DMV, you need to take the plates off. You borrow tools from the DMV, because I'm not the only idiot to show up at the DMV with no tools. You do what you just, Can I take 2 plates off two bikes with borrowed tools? Yeah, that's not a big, hairy, audacious goal. It's just a necessary step in achieving my goal of getting a business started in Thailand. That's the big goal, right? That's my big, hairy, audacious goal. So what's required to start this flipping business? Well, at that moment, it was get the old plates off the bike and bring them back into the counter for the 3rd time to turn in the plates and get the new ones. The new plates meant I was totally legal and had full control of the bikes and could sell them. That's all part of the big, hairy. You see how it all fits together. So I'm happy I'm doing the cars and bikes because I think it really, and I'm doing it to to make money, to recover some of the income that went flowing out the door last year. But I think that example is a really good parallel to what we're talking about in this book. I think it helps to learn when you see a practical application of it. Y'all have a good one. I'm gonna chill. Songkran. I'll splash water on myself in the shower. That's Songkran. When you splash water on people, I'll splash water on myself and then I'll find a good movie and watch some YouTube like you guys.